Hi. I wanted to address my son who told me yesterday that I had abandoned God. And I also wanted at the same time address the LDS Church in general. I wanted to tell him this in a letter, so I'm going to read it here now. Jeremy, I just abandoned the type of Heavenly Father that you believe in. When you divide the glory of God into thirds, you say that your Heavenly Father shuts out 2/3, 66.6 for infinity, which is an irrational number, percent of his children, calling them not gods, in the lower 2/3 of the heavens in the hereafter, and are never to see him again at any time in their lives, worlds without end for infinity. I do not follow those who stand for the 1/3 paradigm of glories, who are collectively trying to set themselves up in the one heaven as an aristocracy by trying to justify on earth that they should be the soul, and I want to spell it correctly, soul, S-O-L-E, soul, which is the kingdom of the Son, the soul, the celestial kingdom. The soul is S-O-L-E, S-O-L, soul. Every time you say your soul, you say S-O-U-L, like you're walking all over God. Well, let me tell you, the celestial kingdom is the glory of the Son. How do you say Son in Spanish? S-O-L. There is one S-O-L-E that is everything, and that is what we call the Father. And all of his sons are souls, S-O-L. And that is why it is the glory of the Son. For each one of those souls are our Heavenly Father's souls. They are his sons. We are the souls of our Heavenly Father. And there is one soul, and that is Jesus Christ, his Son. And he said, I am in the Father is in me. I am the soul of the Father. And he said, you are in the Father. I am in the Father, you are in me. You are in me. Whatsoever you've done to the least of these thy brethren, you have done unto me, Christ said. Christ sees the one soul in all souls, the one glory of the Son in every soul of God, because he knows the Spirit that is in there, that is the Father, that is every soul that has ever been, is each of us. And we are the souls of God, which means we are the sons of God. And so I don't stand for the 666 paradigm. I don't stand for the 1/3. I stand for the 2/3. In your paradigm, the celestial kingdom is going to be exalted 1/3 of the glory and have a fullness over all that is below them. Now to me, that sounds like Satan's plan. For Satan brought down 1/3 of the stars of heaven, and those stars are sons, which are souls. And he wanted to exalt himself above the throne of God. He wanted the whole fullness of the glory, and those that followed him wanted to be the upper third. And that's why it's called the 1/3 plan. They like to divide it into thirds. If you divide one whole thing into thirds, you've got the celestial kingdom, which is 33.3%. And that 3 is a never-ending decimal, 0.33333 for infinity. That is an irrational number. And that in and of itself is a clue that this is all an irrational thought. The terrestrial kingdom and all below are the 66.66666 for all eternity below, locked forever and never to see their Heavenly Father? No, sir. That is the 666 sign of the devil. The devil wants 66.6 of us, out of all of God's sons, to be damned below and to exalt the upper 1/3 in the celestial kingdom. And not only that, in your celestial kingdom, that is the top 1/3, you then divide it again into thirds. So by the time you get up to the highest pinnacle, which is the gods, even below all the angels, which is exactly what Satan said he wanted to do, be God and have all the glory, even above all the angels of God, which I digress. I want to tell you, angels of God. Angels mean angles. An L-E-L is a God in Hebrew. The angels of God that are not the fallen Elohim, they are the ones that know there is many but it is one Father and one God, and we are all the souls of the Father. They are not the fallen 1/3 who want to rule over and be the 1/3 on top to be pronounced gods instead. Now, Jeremy, that is what your church stands for. And you will find out if you look at your doctrine, your church, ironically enough, points itself out every time. It is so close that people can't see it. But yet when you see it, you go, oh my gosh, we are the 1/3. And that is just not what I stand for, Jeremy. I want to go back again. The upper, above the 66.6. Now, if you were the devil, you want to be a third of the glory. You want to be the aristocracy of heaven. You want every 66.6% to be locked below. And that's a never-ending number, so they never can be exalted again. And so he wants us to enter this state and then lock us below. He wants to set up his angels, which are fallen Elohim, to become the aristocracy of all the gods. And in that celestial kingdom, only the top third are even going to be gods, according to Mormonism, for they are the pinnacle. And if you divide that 33.3% on the top, you'll find only 11.1% is going to be gods, are going to be gods. The angels won't even be gods, they say. And that means 1.1. And I want to tell you the secret of one, and the word El. Elohim, like Mikael, Gabriel. These are angel names from the Elohim. And each one of them has El at the end of their name, like Michael and Gabriel and Raphael. These, Michael, the angel Michael, they are the sons of God, and they know this, that we are all one. And they do not stand for this aristocracy in the war of heaven, which is being played for right here now on earth. And you say that you want to be the upper pinnacle. Someday, if you can receive our exaltation on earth, all we got to do is earn it. Because by grace we are saved, but only after all we can do. In the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, they explicitly said, and I've heard them over the pulpits many times at regional conferences, talking to priesthood brethren, even those here among the ranks of the church, very few will make it. Do you think that is what your Heavenly Father is really about, Jeremy? This is not the God I stand for. I am not part of the 1/3 of the host of heaven that seek to exalt themselves and say, now we have earned our godhood. Now all of you are locked forever below. And we are the true aristocracy and SOL, souls of God, and none of you are. That is not true. That is not true. And that is not what Jesus stands for. And that is not what a true Saturday's warrior stands for. We are preparing for Sunday, which is Sunday, the Son of God. Every time from now on, whenever you say the word sons of God or son, I want you to say instead SOL, like Solomon, the son of David, has SOL. That is what soul means, like a solar eclipse. You have this glory of the sun, SOL. Throw out sons, SONE, or all that stuff, or SUN. I want you to, from now on, to call everyone the soul of God. And you look at them and you look out at the congregation and you say, brethren, sisters, I want you to know that we are all the souls of God. And that spirit that is behind each of us is our Heavenly Father, the one Father that is all God, looking back at us. And that is why Jesus said, love God with all your heart, mind, and strength, and love your neighbor as yourself. As yourself. That's the golden rule. Why do you do that? Because everything, whatsoever you've done to the least of these, he said the least now. Now who did he say were the greatest? The little children. Now they're perfect. So who would be the least? Even the least worthy of these. Love your enemies. Do good to them. For I am even in them. Jesus Christ knows the one soul. And every true Mormon who is to go to some kingdom they call the celestial soul kingdom of the soul knows the truth on earth. We are all souls. And Jesus Christ said, I am the same, or they said, I am the same about Jesus. I am the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow. He has always been this one soul, just like the Father has. And he was born as that one soul on earth. But he came to tell us we are too. And that was his good news. We are all one soul. For I'll tell you the truth that